Hello, MTSS leadership team. Thank you for taking the time to complete this middle of the year MTSS self-assessment. I know that this is going to take some time, and I know that this is definitely not some members of this team's favorite thing to do, but just know that I think this does help us evaluate our MTSS practices here at Sand Creek, and it helps us to identify areas of strength as well as areas that we can improve upon. So anyway, once you have opened the link to the Excel spreadsheet, what you're going to do, you'll see that there are different tabs at the bottom for the different components or areas of MTSS. So we have team-driven shared leadership, database problem solving, family, school, community partnerships, layered continuums of support, and then the last one is evidence-based practices. There it is, right there. Okay, and so with this assessment, you will need to complete all 5 tabs of the evaluation. So to walk you through each page, they are all formatted very similarly. At the top, it's going to give you a definition of that practice. Oh, let me go back to team-driven shared leadership. Okay. So up here, you'll see the definition of team-driven shared leadership, and then one area of team-driven shared leadership is our BLT function, and that's the building leadership team. That refers to our MTSS leadership team, is a cadre of committed people with decision-making authority that align status, systems, and practices. And so they take this overall function and then they break it down into some different areas, and you can see those different areas are numbered here in this rubric. And so there are 8 components to that team-driven shared leadership that we need to evaluate. So what we would like you to do is read the section called Gold Standard, then partially in place and not in place. Once you have read each of those, then you are going to score that component, whichever you feel like best represents our MTSS leadership team. So if we look at the first one is all about the members who are represented on our team. And so it says here, the gold standard, the BLT is developed with representation from all stakeholders. So example, special education, general education, preschool, if we had preschool connected with us, family, students, mental health, community, etc. Also, it includes a liaison with the district or BOCES, MTSS leadership team, and someone who can make decisions about funding, for example, your principal. And so when I look at that, then the partially in place is the team membership represents some relevant programs, populations, and community members. Decision-making personnel attend between 50% and 75% of meetings. And then the not in place, the team membership fails to adequately represent the programs, populations, and the diversity of the community, or decision-making personnel attend less than 50% of meetings. Well, when I think about our MTSS leadership team at the PYP level, I can strongly say that we have good representation from all stakeholders. Between our tier 2 grade level kid talk meetings, where we have representation from our special education teachers, our coaches, our admin are present, our CLDE teachers are present, our mental health team is present. So at that tier 2 grade level MTSS, we have great representation there. Then if I think about during our tier 3 meetings, we have our mental health team, we have our school administrators present, we have our coaches present. If the student that we are discussing is CLDE, we have a CLDE representative there. If we feel like parents need to be involved at that point of the discussion, parents are invited. We also now very fortunate to have Liz, who is our MTSS coordinator at the district level. She has also attended our meetings. And so I feel confident in rating the representation of our team as a 2, the gold standard. So next to my name, I'm going to enter a 2, hit enter. And you'll see that it's going to average all of our scores here in this average area. And that is going to help us to look at areas of strength and then areas that we need to improve upon for each area. Once you have scored that, then you'll move on to the next one. Read your gold standard, partially in place and not in place. Assign the score that you feel like best meets that. If, say you're like, well, I kind of feel like we're a 2, but maybe there's one area, like one component of this that we don't meet, then go ahead and evaluate it a 1. I feel like if it's a 1, like if we don't fully meet the 2, then we're back at a 1. And we want this to really help us make some good decisions and to grow. So you'll go through all 8 of those in this section. Once you have reached the bottom, then you're going to click on this tab here and go on, and then you will evaluate the components of database problem solving and decision making. Then you'll evaluate family, school, community partnerships, layered continuums of support, and then the evidence-based practices. I know that this does take some time, so feel free to complete little bits. You do not have to complete it all in one day, is what I'm saying. It does take some time, and we do appreciate the time that you are taking and your thought and consideration for each of these components. If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know.